What if the last bag of mulch you ever bought was already sitting in your garage right now, and from this point forward, you never had to spend another dollar on mulch ever again? What if instead of spreading lifeless brown material over your garden beds every single year, you could scatter a few packets of seeds and watch something living, breathing, and genuinely beautiful take over that job permanently and do it better than any mulch ever has? That is exactly what these 5 incredible seeds can do for your garden. And once you discover them and start growing them, your relationship with garden bed maintenance is going to change completely and permanently for the better. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into these 5 incredible mulch replacing seeds, please hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming gardening videos. It helps us reach more gardening lovers who are tired of spending money on mulch every single year. Now, let's go to the video. Brief problem setup: why the topic matters. Now let's talk about why replacing mulch with living ground covering plants grown from seed is one of the smartest and most sustainable decisions any gardener can make. The mulch cycle is one of the most frustrating and most expensive ongoing costs in garden maintenance. You buy it, you spread it, it looks good for a few weeks, and then it starts to fade, it thins out, it washes away in heavy rain, and before you know it, you are back at the garden center, buying more bags and starting the whole exhausting and expensive cycle all over again, year after year after year without end. But plants grown from seed that naturally spread and self-maintain as living ground covers break that cycle completely and permanently. They cover bare soil just as effectively as mulch. They suppress weeds just as powerfully as mulch, or even more so. They do not wash away in heavy rain. They do not fade and look tired by midsummer. They get better, denser, and more beautiful with each passing year. And once they are established, they cost you absolutely nothing in ongoing materials because they self-seed and self-spread on their own without any help from you. These 5 seeds are the beginning of the end of your mulch buying days, and I could not be more excited to share them with you today. Let us get right into it. Starting our list at number 1, we have creeping thyme seeds. Creeping thyme is the number 1 seed on this list because it is honestly one of the most perfect and most complete mulch replacement plants in the entire gardening world, and growing it from seed is one of the most cost-effective ways to cover large areas of bare soil with a living carpet of genuine beauty for a fraction of the cost of buying established plants or buying bags of mulch repeatedly. Creeping thyme grows into a dense, low-spreading mat of tiny aromatic dark green leaves that hugs the ground tightly, spreads steadily outward to fill the available space, and creates a ground-covering carpet so dense and so complete that weeds simply cannot push through it. Scatter creeping thyme seeds over bare soil in spring or fall. Press them lightly into contact with the soil surface. Keep them moist until germination occurs, and then stand back and watch as your living mulch carpet begins to establish itself and spread. In late spring and early summer, the entire carpet covers itself in a profusion of tiny pink to purple flowers that transform your garden beds into a breathtaking sea of color and fragrance that no bag of brown mulch could ever come close to replicating. It is drought-tolerant once established. It handles foot traffic remarkably well, and it self-seeds gently to fill gaps and extend its coverage naturally over time. The key benefit of creeping thyme seeds as a mulch replacement is their ability to create a permanent, self-maintaining, beautifully flowering living carpet that covers bare soil completely, suppresses weeds powerfully, and gets more beautiful with every passing year for a one-time cost of a single seed packet. Coming in at number 2, we have alyssum seeds, also known as sweet alyssum. Sweet alyssum is one of the most delightful and most useful mulch replacement seeds on this entire list, and it brings a quality of delicate honey scented beauty to garden beds that transforms the entire atmosphere of your outdoor space in the most wonderfully unexpected way. Sweet alyssum is a low-growing spreading plant that produces masses of tiny clustered flowers in pure white, soft pink, and rich purple above a carpet of small, delicate leaves, and it spreads quickly to cover bare soil between other garden plants, creating a beautiful, living mulch layer that fills every gap with color and fragrance. Sweet alyssum seeds are incredibly easy to grow. Simply scatter them over the bare soil in your garden beds. Press them lightly into contact with the soil surface. Keep them moist during germination, and they will sprout and begin spreading within just a few weeks. The honey-sweet fragrance of alyssum flowers is one of the most beautiful and most pleasant garden fragrances imaginable, and having it wafting up from your garden beds every time you walk past is a sensory pleasure that no mulch could ever provide. Sweet alyssum also self-seeds prolifically, which means once you plant it, once it will come back on its own year after year without you ever needing to buy more seeds or replant it, making it a genuinely permanent and self-sustaining mulch replacement solution. The key benefit of sweet alyssum seeds as a mulch replacement is the combination of fast, easy ground-covering growth with enchanting honey fragrance and prolific self-seeding that creates a self-perpetuating, living mulch of genuine beauty that costs you just one packet of seeds to establish permanently. At number 3, we have clover seeds, specifically white clover. White clover is one of the most underrated and most misunderstood mulch replacement plants in the entire gardening world. And if you have been dismissing it as just a weed, then today is the day that perception changes forever. White clover is actually one of the most intelligent and most ecologically valuable ground-covering plants you can grow in your garden, and using it as a living mulch alternative is one of the smartest moves any gardener can make. It grows into a dense, slow-spreading carpet of beautiful trifoliate leaves with those charming round white flower heads that bees absolutely adore, and it covers bare soil so effectively and so completely that weeds struggle to establish anywhere within its reach. But here is what makes white clover truly extraordinary as a mulch replacement beyond just its ground-covering ability. White clover is a nitrogen-fixing plant, which means it takes nitrogen from the air and deposits it directly into the soil through its root system, naturally fertilizing your garden beds from below as it grows. This means that not only is it replacing your mulch for free, but it is also improving your soil fertility at the same time, and that is a benefit that no bag of mulch could ever come close to offering. It self-seeds freely, it spreads steadily, it is drought-tolerant once established, and it comes back reliably year after year without any input from you. The key benefit of white clover seeds as a mulch replacement is their extraordinary combination of effective dense ground coverage, powerful weed suppression, prolific bee-attracting flowers, and the unique soil enriching nitrogen fixability that makes white clover the most ecologically valuable and most multifunctional mulch replacement seed on today's entire list. Moving on to number 4, we have chamomile seeds. Chamomile is a plant that most people associate with a soothing cup of herbal tea, but as a mulch replacement seed, it is one of the most charming and most beautifully effective ground covering plants you can scatter over your garden beds, and the results it creates are genuinely magical. Chamomile grows into a spreading mat of delicate feathery apple-scented foliage that covers bare soil between other garden plants with a lush and attractive carpet of greenery, and in summer, it produces those enchanting little white daisy flowers with bright yellow centers that give the entire planting a wonderfully natural and wildflower-inspired quality that looks beautiful and effortlessly charming. The apple-like fragrance that chamomile releases when it is walked on or brushed against is one of the most pleasant and most distinctive garden fragrances imaginable, and having that scent rise up from your garden beds every time you tend to your plants is a sensory delight that makes gardening even more pleasurable and enjoyable. Chamomile self-seeds very freely and prolifically, which is exactly what you want from a mulch replacement plant, because it means once you establish it with a single packet of seeds, it will come back on its own year after year spreading and filling gaps without any assistance from you whatsoever. It is also known to have beneficial companion planting effects on neighboring plants, improving their health and vigor through the compounds it releases into the soil. The key benefit of chamomile seeds as a mulch replacement is the beautiful feathery ground covering growth combined with charming daisy flowers, wonderful apple fragrance, prolific self-seeding for permanent self-maintaining coverage, and beneficial companion planting properties that make the entire garden around it healthier and more productive. At number 5, we have creeping phlox seeds. Closing out our list of 5 incredible seeds that replace mulch forever at number 5 is creeping phlox, and it is the most spectacularly beautiful and most visually dramatic mulch replacement seed on today's entire list. Creeping phlox is a low-spreading perennial ground cover that forms dense mats of needle-like evergreen foliage that cover bare soil completely and effectively throughout all 4 seasons, including winter, when most other ground cover plants have died back and left soil exposed. But the truly extraordinary moment for creeping phlox comes in spring, when the entire plant covers itself so completely in masses of small 5-petaled flowers in rich shades of purple, hot pink, soft lavender, and pure white, that the foliage virtually disappears beneath a solid blanket of pure breathtaking color. A garden bed covered in creeping phlox in full spring bloom is one of the most spectacular and most genuinely jaw-dropping sights in all of spring gardening. The color is so intense, so vivid, and so completely covering that it looks almost unreal, and it creates a visual impact that makes every person who sees it stop in absolute amazement. Growing creeping phlox from seed requires a little more patience than the other seeds on today's list, as it takes a full growing season to establish properly before putting on its best display. But the results that follow in subsequent years are so extraordinary and so permanent that the initial patience is repaid many times over. It is evergreen, so it covers and protects soil throughout all 4 seasons. It spreads steadily to fill larger and larger areas each year, and it requires virtually no maintenance once established. The key benefit of creeping phlox seeds as a mulch replacement is the extraordinary combination of year-round evergreen soil coverage with the most breathtakingly beautiful and most spectacularly colorful spring flowering display of any ground cover plant, making it the most visually stunning and most permanently rewarding mulch replacement seed on today's entire list. And those are 5 incredible seeds that will replace mulch in your garden forever. From the aromatic carpet of creeping thyme to the breathtaking spring spectacle of creeping phlox, every seed on today's list is going to give you a living, breathing, beautiful alternative to mulch that gets better every single year without costing you a penny in ongoing materials. The days of the mulch cycle are over for your garden, and that is genuinely exciting. Thank you so much for watching today's video all the way through to the end. It means everything to me and to this channel, and I am so grateful for every single one of you. Final CTA. If today's video excited you and showed you that replacing mulch with beautiful living plants grown from seed is not only possible, but incredibly easy and incredibly affordable, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with a gardening friend who is tired of the mulch buying cycle. Subscribe to this channel and tap that bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming gardening videos, because we have so much more practical and inspiring content coming your way very soon. Thank you again for being here and for being part of this wonderful gardening community. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, grab those seed packets, scatter them with confidence, and say goodbye to buying mulch forever.